Just in a minute or two, we're going to be joining the excitement of a stock car racing meeting at Aghadowey. But before we do that, we'd better find out something about stock car racing, and who better to talk to than the Bolton brothers, Ian and Alistair, who live outside the town of Kilray. Ian, how long have you been involved with stock car racing?
Oh, I've been banger racing since the early 70s and started in an old Austin, Cambridge. It didn't cost very much money, but we had good fun with it.
Well, does it take a lot of money, Ian, to compete in the sport?
Depends what class you're in, but mainly the bangers are quite a cheap class, and stock rods are a competitive class, but they are fairly cheap and inexpensive apart from maybe the tyres, which are racing compounds and quite expensive.
Well, of course, the fact that aghadowey is the place for stock car racing around the northwest has created a lot of interest in the sport around this area.
Yes, indeed, aghadowey was really the centre of the stock car racing from my point of view, being my local track, and I was really interested in it from an early age and enjoyed every meeting I went to at it.
Well, I know that you've got two brothers in the sport. One of them's not with us today just yet, but another one is, so maybe you can introduce this fella.
This is my youngest brother here, Alistair, and he races in the stock rod class, and maybe he'll tell you something about his car.
Well, of course, Ian was saying that he started racing about the early 70s. You be a bit later than that, Alistair.
I started around about 1982. There was a junior formula introduced then, and I was the age to go into it. And my brothers got me a car for it, and that's how I got started into it.
Well, what sort of a car will you be racing today?
I'll be racing this car, which is a Mazda 323, slightly modified. You put racing tyres on it, and but it was basically standard in form, the engine, etc. is fairly standard with a few modifications to keep the cost down.
And what sort of speed might you be doing if you're in top gear today?
Well, we race in second gear, and we start in first and put it in second, and it stays in second to the end of the race, hopefully. And probably maybe 55, 60 getting into some of the corners.
Do you hope to win?
Well, I'll be trying my best, but the competition's very hard and very tight.
Well, they tell me the scrutineers are very tight down there.
Oh, very tight indeed they are.
Even one of the scrutineers happens to be the big brother, Ian. Ian, you retired, or maybe semi-retired from racing itself, but you're a scrutineer these days.
Yes, I dropped out of the sport, and to put something back into it, I took up the job of scrutineering. And it's just to keep an eye on the cars, make sure everybody's running the same sort of equipment, and it's all legal and above board, and it qualifies to the regulations.
How many races will be taking place today?
Oh, there'll probably be 11 or 12 races today.
And it's all going to be good fun.
Oh, definitely. There's a demolition derby at the end, and we'll see some cars smashed up at the end.
Well, it would appear very much as if the next generation of the Bolton family is going to carry on the tradition of stock car racing, because your son Stephen, he has got the stock car racing bug as well, I believe.
Oh yes, he's go-kart and stock car mad. He takes all his wee cars around and bashes them up and has good fun with them.
Well, sure, what better can we do than drive down to stock car racing in Aghadowey, and we wish you all the best.
Yes, we hope to see you at Aghadowey and enjoy some of the good racing we have today.
I'm just a simple fella with simple ways of life, but lately I've been having some great problems with my wife. The trouble only started about a year ago, when first I took her off to see a stock car racing show. At first she didn't like it, she couldn't stand the noise, but she soon became familiar with the stock car racing boys. Now ever since that evening she has changed her way of life, and nowadays I'm married to a stock car racing wife. For she's stock car crazy, she's hot rod mad. The stock car racing game has taken all the sense she had. So you see I have got problems every day in life. It's not much fun being married to a stock car racing wife. On Wednesdays Ballymena is the place she's sure to be. On Fridays Aghadowey is the place for her and me. And you can be quite certain when Saturday comes round, she's sure to join the action from the stands at Portadown. The other night she woke me up, I sure got quite a scare, to find her in the middle of some sort of bad nightmare. She was running round the bedroom like a Sputnik out in space. She dreamt that she was driving round in the big production race. Where she's stock car crazy, she's hot rod mad. The stock car racing game has taken all the sense she had. So you see I have got problems every day in It's not much fun being married to a stock car racing wife. Nowadays she tells me her ambition number one is to go out in the binary race and have a bit of fun. She says she thinks she will be good driving round the track, and once she does get started there will be no turning back. For she's stock car crazy, she's hot rod mad. The stock car racing game has taken all the sense she had.